Kottax.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another Godforge video. I hope everybody is doing good out there. Yeah, it's Sunday. Well, at least where I am, it's rainy, so the weather is not good, cold. But yeah, it's winter for fuck's sake. What else do we expect? That's why we have this. So today's video is going to be about another hero, and it's going to be Hell that I'm gonna deep dive a little bit into. I think right now she's going a little bit under the radar. I think really she's a really good slayer, but in the community right now, all the hype is going towards Sun Wukong, but yeah, as I mentioned in one of the other videos, I'm not really that hyped about that guy. He's definitely good, no question about that, but for me, I will need to see him in game first before I jump to further conclusions. But for now, as I said, I think Hell is going a little bit under the radar, and we're gonna go look her kit in more detail today. And here she is. She is actually one of the best looking designs for me in the game right now that I've seen. Her design is incredibly good. The design team have really made a good job on her. I really like her. She's probably top 2, top 3 for me right now. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's start with her leader bonus. In alpha, all the leader bonuses were attack in all battles, but now since we are getting closer and closer to early access, and with the new reveals and everything, they are returning back to the original plans. And for Hell, her leader bonus is 30% attack in arena battles instead of all battles, which indicates that she is going to be a PvP hero. We'll get back to that later. Not that she's not going to be able to be used in PvE content. She definitely will, but her leader bonus indicates, at least for now, that she has her place in arenas as well on the PvP side of it. If we take her basic skill, Grim Reception, attack one enemy 375% attack with 100% chance when booked to spread curse onto one random enemy. To be honest, really strong basic ability. 375% is a decent number, and for all that have had her in alpha, you know she can hit really hard. I had her in alpha 3 for a short amount of time. She was really good and helped me with a lot of stages last year. She was really good, and as I said, her basic attack is really decent, and I think the numbers are pretty much on point. I also like the fact that she puts a curse onto one random enemy, which is a bonus. And it's here. It's curse. I think when we talk about curse in her basic skill, I think it's only curse 1, which reduces incoming healing, shield, barrier, strength by 25%. But in her core, she puts a curse 2. And when we get to her core, Roots of Yggdrasil, it's a 4-turn skill that can be reduced to 3 when booked. Attack all enemies with 425% attack, with 100% chance again when booked to place curse 2 for 2 turns, meaning it will be curse 2, it will go up to 50%, but this time on all enemies, which is a huge debuff. She is basically going to be a counter hero to all the defenders, healers that are putting barriers, shields, heals up on their teammates or themselves. This will basically mean she will reduce that by 50%. So let's say you are up against Athena. Athena places a shield with 400% defense on her teammates. This will reduce that into half. It will basically be 200, meaning you're gonna remove it a lot faster, which is really good. And as it looks on her basic and core, she is not going to need any accuracy, because when booked it's already 100%. So this will land every single time, which is huge. And you can have it for 2 turns, also really good. Crazy spell, to be honest, but I think it's the numbers again. I think they are fitting, and she has been, as I said, for me she helped a lot with some stages in alpha. She can really clean the waves. She can hit hard on bosses as well. And moving on to her ultimate, the death that are due, attack all enemies again. So that means 2 of her 3 spells are attack all enemies, which is really helpful for wave clearing, or in PvP. She will hit all of the enemies at once. Yeah, attack all enemies, 520% attack, revives all defeated enemies with 10% HP and plays Confuse on them for 2 turns that cannot be resisted or blocked. If target is a boss, place defense down 2 on the target instead for 2 turns. It's this one. Confuse. When she revives the killed enemies, she will, as said here, confuse the enemies, so they will attack themselves instead of attacking you. They will attack with 75% reduced damage, which is not a lot, but when they are revived with 10%, they can actually still kill themselves in between. We have seen that in alpha, and I don't think it's going to be any different when early game comes, which is really fun spell, to be honest. And if it's not the wave and it's the boss instead, then she will put defense down 2, and in this case it will be 40% defense down, meaning if you don't have any other debuffer, especially on a boss that can place a defense down, she will be useful on that point as well, which is actually pretty strong. I don't think I have seen anyone with rank 3 yet. I can't really remember, but yeah, rank 2 is still a decent number. 40% is actually quite good, which is again a bonus. Really strong ultimate ability, but this only increases her chance to even hit even harder. And by that I mean, if we look at the passive Helheim's Hold, when an ally or enemy is revived, increase this hero's attack by 10% up to 10 times, meaning it can go up to 100%. So what this means is, let's say we build her with attack percentage or attack power that everybody is going to do on this hero. Let's just, for the sake of it, say we build her up to 4k attack, and that number is multiplied by 375 on her basic, 425 on her curve, 520 on ultimate. But those 4k, if she stacks this passive 10 times, that will increase the attack and double it. So basically, if we have, let's say she stacks it up for 10 times, that's 100%. And if we have 4k attack, that will be 8k instead. And 8k will be multiplied by these numbers in core, basic, and ultimate skill, which is a huge increase in damage. And that's why, and the reason I'm saying she's going a little bit under the radar right now, because you're basically doubling up her attack. And her her skills with these numbers, it's a huge increase. Yes, and what's even better, when we read the passive again, when an ally or enemy is revived. So basically, when with her ultimate, she revives the dead enemies, which is good. You can basically res 3, even 4, if you kill a wave. That's already 40%. But here it doesn't say that it will not stack if the enemy is reviving their teammates as well. So it can also mean, let's say you have a reviver on the other team, you killed three of them, and that last hero is reviving them. That will count, as it stands right now, that will count to her stacks as well. And on top of that, if you pair her, at least what we have info on right now, if you pair her with, when we talk about legendaries anyway, with these 3 heroes that can revive, Isis, Samash, and Metli, her stack can go up to 100 or 10 stacks or to 100%, doesn't really matter how you look at it. It can go up pretty fast. She revives the enemies, thumbs up. And if someone on your team is dead and you have one of these 3, they can revive that stacks as well. So she can, really fast go up to 100% if you build a team around her a little bit, which is crazy. And I said, her attack, you're gonna stack her with attack, because with this spell, with her passive, you're going to increase that attack by a lot, and her numbers will keep increasing when she hits. It's crazy. I think she's, as I said, she's going a little bit under the radar, but not a lot of heroes, at least not now anyway, or revealed, that have 100% increase on a spell, on a stat. And for her sake, because she's hitting attack, you're gonna stack attack on her, on every single gear piece that you're gonna have. You're gonna build her with attack, crit percentage. You're gonna go up to 100%, and those numbers gonna look even more ridiculous after that. And critical damage, maybe some speed, defense, whatever. But main two things on this hero is going to be 100% crit and shitloads of attack power. That's what I believe anyway, and that's what I'm going to do if I ever get her. And if I'm lucky on my last account, if I'm gonna go with the Slayer, the other three are basically set with defender, healer, supporter of some sort, and the last one I'm going to go with the Slayer. And if I pull her, she will definitely be one of them that I'm gonna start with. The only one I would think replacing her with, if I pulled her first and not the other ones, would be Ares. I think also he's going under the radar right now because that guy is ignoring everything. So it's crazy that right now. But yeah, and her imprint is the same as her passive. It's only just 5%. This is also useful for some other heroes. Yeah, Ares would be one of them, or Season maybe, that would fit her imprint. But yeah, it's I think her passive makes her really, really strong. One thing is her damaging ability is good, and I think the numbers are really good and fine. But what makes her a little bit better than is that her passive 100% increase on your damaging spell or damaging stat is a lot. I think she's incredibly strong looking and good looking as well. So yeah, and when it comes to the weapons, if you end up going with her, I would, or if I end up pulling her at some point before this minigame ends, these are the two weapons that I would choose. The first one is maybe a little bit conservative because it doesn't really increase her damaging spells, but on the other hand, it reduces the damage she's taking. And in early game, mid game, where you're going to most likely struggle a little bit on the during some dungeons and bosses and all that, this is actually a really good weapon to start with, since I don't think any other than these two kind of fit her from the legendary weapons anyway. So, and as you can see, Forge Fire reduces damage received by 10 when you start with the weapon, and when it's fully upgraded, 28%, which is huge. And on top of that, does not receive damage per wave until this hero takes their first turn. So if the enemy team is faster, doesn't really matter what kind of a damage they come up with, she will not receive any damage until she takes a turn, which is incredibly strong, to be honest. So this would be the weapon to start with. If you think a little bit more long term, this is the Manak Hüttel weapon, is one of the strongest, and you should really consider taking this. It will not be a good weapon, let me say that, to start with, but later on, when we have the chance to upgrade the weapon and everything, this weapon is going to be top. It's crazy good, because you are basically reducing 3 stats on an enemy, which is huge. Attack, reduce enemy HP, attack and defense by 5%, stacking up to 7 times when fully upgraded. That means 35%. Holy shit. That's a lot. This is a very powerful weapon. And since Hell on 2 of her 3 skills is hitting all enemies, that means she can stack up really fast on all enemies. It's not only one, on all enemies. So the reduction in HP will mean we're gonna kill them faster. Reduction in attack, they're gonna hit us for less. Reduction in defense, again, they're gonna take more damage. Also means we're gonna kill them faster. This is really nuts. Very powerful weapon. But as I said, when you start with this one, it will only be 5%, which is not a lot. But if you think long term and you really want this weapon, then this would be your choice. Otherwise, I would go with Forge Fire to start with. These two, as I said, as I see it, are the only 2 options you should think about. Some might say others, but to be honest, nah, either you take something that protects you or you take something that increases your damage, and this definitely does, but it will first be in the later stages of the game, or when we get closer to end game anyway. And when it comes to imprints, these are the 3 I would go for. Sun Wukong is the obvious one for a lot of people. Yeah, it's good, but to be honest, one that looks even better for me, at least as it stands right now, I think that's Son of Zeus. And if you read it, prevents these heroes' death and heals them to 50% of their max HP. I think this needs to be reworked, because if we take this literally as it stands, this hero, if she has this imprint, she cannot die. Because every time she's about to die, she will heal to 50% of their max HP. Because it doesn't say 1 turn or 2 turns or anything. As it stands right now, you cannot die with this imprint. So I think this is probably going to change in one way or the other, but as it stands there, you cannot die with this imprint. So to be honest, this imprint is stronger than Wukong's. If it's correct anyway. I don't think it is, but as it stands right now, this is far more stronger than Wukong's, because basically you cannot die. I think this imprint is going to have a change at some point before early access. Otherwise, maybe there is a hidden whatever for 1 turn or 1 time or anything, but it doesn't say here. When we read this, you cannot die. Doesn't matter how. I think they need to change this writing one way or the other. And the last one would be Oda Nobunaga's imprint. Increase the damage inflicted by this hero by 5% and reduces the damage received by 5% each time this hero defeats an enemy, stacking up to 5 times. We have seen in alpha she can really kill the waves and she can hit a lot. So keeping that in mind, this would actually be another huge DPS increase. When fully stacked, it would be another 25% increase in damage. That's a lot. And on top of that, you receive the same amount in reduced damage. And since she is going to kill waves or at least a couple of enemies on the way, when you go, she will stack this up pretty fast as well, like her passive. So this would be a incredibly huge increase in damage and increase in her ability to stay alive. 25% less damage received is huge. Damn. Why not? This is crazy. So these are the 3 imprints I would consider. But to be honest, as it reads right now, I'd definitely go with Son of Zeus, because that's crazy. You cannot die. But as I said, I think they're going to change the writing somehow. So it says 1 turn or 1 time per wave or per battle or something like that. As it is now, it's actually better than Sun Wukong's, to be honest. At least how I read it. So what do you think, guys? Is she under the radar, or just not someone that's hyped enough for now? I think really she's a strong slayer that goes a little bit under the radar right now, especially because of her passive 100% increase on her damaging stat. That's huge, and as I said, we are probably going to stack her with attack, so that number is going to be crazy. And with endgame gear, 4K is not unthinkable, depending of course the stats and all that. But when we get even further into the game, she's really going to be a good DPS. But as I said, it's not only that. She puts Curse, which is a huge counter to the healers, to the defenders that are putting shields and heals. This hero has actually quite a lot in her kit that makes her really, really good, at least in my opinion. So let me hear if you have a different opinion on her, how you see her, if I'm totally wrong or whatever it might be, or anything else. Let me know. Do you have her? What imprints, what weapons are you going with? If you decide to stick with her, please let me know in the comments. For now, I hope I have put a little bit of spotlight on her. And yeah, that's it for today's video. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day.